Robbie LeBlanc here from LasVegasNewsBlog.com, and today we're at the Extreme Couture Gym having a conversation with Ray Sefo, 6-time Muay Thai world champion, 7-time K1 finalist, and founder of the World Series of Fighting. How you doing, Ray?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome, really excited to be talking to you here today. You know what, this is the first opportunity to get the chance to talk with you here, and I was watching you practice, and I was watching you kick the bag, man. I would hate to be kicked by you. So let me ask you, how did you get started with your career as a fighter? What inspired you?
Well, I had, at 5 years old, my dad gave us our first boxing gloves, and everybody come from a boxing background. I love boxing, even to this day. But at the age of 7, I watched my first Bruce Lee movie and Jackie Chan movie, and that just kind of like, inspired me to do martial arts, because I'm thinking, well, I don't want to learn just to use my hands. I wanted to learn how to kick, knee, punch, elbow, and everything else. They were using their shoulders, their head. And I was like, okay, I was fascinated by that. And then I want to say at the age of 12, I started martial arts, Wing Chun Kung Fu. I did that for 6 years, and then switched to Muay Thai. And now I've been doing Muay Thai ever since, and still do. And but the fighting, and I never really wanted to compete. Fighting wasn't something that I wanted to do for some reason. I didn't know why, but one day this guy challenged me to a fight, and I got to thank him for doing that, because that challenge made me go to that fight, which then started my career.
And I saw you were working with some guys here earlier. So what is your role here over at Extreme Couture?
A bit of everything, really.
Coach, trainer,
team,
mentor.
Yeah, a bit of everything. I'm like the team captain here. But like I said, I'm a bit of everything in terms of mentoring, coaching, helping. It doesn't matter who it is. You know what I mean? That our team here knows that they could ask me anything or could ask for help for anything.
Awesome. And let's talk about WSOF. You started that in 2012, correct?
Correct.
And what was the inspiration of starting that organization?
It actually come from K1 going under, and then obviously being involved with mixed martial arts, and with Randy and everybody else, and our team here at Extreme Couture. One morning I woke up, I thought about it that morning, and then I get to do the interview with Tap Out Radio, and then everything just clicked, and I'm like, okay, and it was about creating opportunities. And so, I talked to a buddy of mine, and 3 years later, we're here. Right. I mean, we're still here, and 2.5 years on NBC. So Wizards of Fighting is climbing the ladder and growing. And obviously I can't thank my partners enough, because they've put the time and money and effort into moving this forward. And so it's we're in a good place right now.
And how many fights a year do you guys roughly do? And are they also in Las Vegas? I think I saw some over on the East Coast. Was that right?
Yeah, we're everywhere. We look to do at least 12 shows a year. But yeah, we're everywhere. August 1st next week, Usman Paharas versus Jake Shields. Co-main event, Marlon Moraes versus Shaymar Moraes. Diego Silva versus Mike Kyle. So it's a great card, and it's right here at home in Vegas, Planet Hollywood. So don't miss that show, because it's a great show.
That main card. Talk about that main card
right.
again. That looks like that. I mean, there's some blood there that these guys need to go at it. What personal thoughts do you have on that main card?
Well, it's no secret that Jake doesn't have any love for Usman Paharas, and Paharas does what he does, and so I think Jake really wants to go in there and teach him a lesson. I think it's a great fight. I think Paharas is, he's a master of what he does, and there's many guys we thought that would dethrone him, but he continues to win. And so, Jake wants to go in there and not only beat him, but also take the belt.
Awesome. And one of the things that I was really excited to see, you got a new cut man that just kind of came on board.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Well, Stitch is there's nobody out there in the fight world that doesn't know Stitch, from boxing to kickboxing to mixed martial arts. I've known Stitch for well over 15 years. And there are times in K1 where he wrapped my hands, and you know what I mean? And so he's a guy I've known for years, and I brought him on for our first show. Then he got really busy, and now that he's a free agent, I reached out to him, and now he's with us. So I'm really glad to have him part of the team.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think the initial loss, I think, on UFC's part, their loss, but you know what? It was the loss of the fighters, but guess what? It's the gain of your fighters for this one. It was so exciting, because I interviewed Stitch last week at the IMMAFs, and
Right.
one of the things that, not being a fighter myself, I asked him, what is it that you bring? And he just says, I think I bring confidence to the fighter. Talk a little bit about the power of confidence, be it with a great cut man, or just in general, the mindset of being a fighter. You're a world champion. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with Stitch. And when you talk about confidence, every fighter that goes into that ring or cage or whatever, they want to feel that their hands are solidly wrapped, that they're not afraid of getting off, their hands breaking. Also, understanding if something were to happen to get cut, you got a guy like Stitch who everybody knows, from world champion of kickboxing to a world champion of boxing to a world champion of MMA, he's worked with everybody. So he's definitely the best of the best out there. And so when you're a fighter, knowing that Stitch is in your corner, the confidence of knowing that cut's going to get stopped, it's second to none.
You and Stitch, I love it when I've shown up at other fights that cover those fights. I see Stitch walk in the room, I see you walk in the room. You guys are rock stars, and everybody wants to get a photo with you. And in turn, what I also notice, it juices all the fighters. It really, it's a great way to also empower the fighters. So one, I thank you for that. And then I just also want to make a point that anybody that wants to meet Stitch before the fight on Friday, you got a couple fighters over to Las Vegas Fight Shop over inside Planet Hollywood from
Correct.
1 to 3. And I'm going to be doing some free photos for anybody that wants to go there.
Nice.
Get a signed photo, and I'll take a shot, and I'll post them all on Facebook. We're really looking forward to it. So in closing, Ray, good luck on the fights this August 1st, and I'll post on here where they'll be able to get the tickets. And the name of your website is?
WSOF.com.
Awesome. I thank you very much for your time, brother. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Rob.